right?
Correct.
Because and my idea there is, right, like if you can think for yourself and you can innovate, you can create your thoughts, you can manifest these ideas and all of this. So that's what innovation is to me. Anyways, where I'm getting at though is computers are so fucking close to that. We're so close to being able to feed their results back to them and have that then only train them even more, which then innovates them even better, right? Like it's this fucking loop. And in programming, because you studied a little bit, it's like a recursive function, right?
Yes.
So it's a function that feeds itself constantly and it keeps going, right? That's the bait. But see how interesting that is? AI is, it came from programming, which is like a key thing of programming is recursive functions, right? It's recursion. It's crazy. This is all a fucking loop. Anyways.
But do you see how we're kind of heading to that? We're becoming the robots because we're becoming no respect. We're losing
that.
We don't have no feeling.
Right.
We're becoming the robots, and AI is becoming the human.
Exactly.
Woo!
Exactly. Woo! And it's like,
what a twist.
What a twist, right? Like, really the only thing I think that is also struggling with AI still, right? Like, why an AI couldn't necessarily take over today, and why it might kill off humanity and kill us, is simply because it doesn't have moral decisions, right? But again, moral decisions are something that we created. This is something that we manifested, right? Like,
and there is the moral decisions are what create respect.
Right.
So there it is, everything right there.
Exactly.
Self-discipline, respect, everything.
But the thing is like, how does someone decide what is moral though? That's my question to you. How do you decide something is moral, right? So let's say a moral decision. Let's say you're a Tesla, right? Let's say you are the Tesla. You're the autopilot, because we talked about that a little bit earlier. You're the autopilot. You now are coming up onto a group of children, or you have to go into oncoming traffic, and you have a full family of 10. I don't know. We're in Mormon land, right? So big family. Who do you kill? What's the moral decision there, right? What is morally just there? Right? Like you
gotta think about it.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like,
what?
So morally, I could argue you would kill the family, right? And this is why. Because let's say the family is in there. Let's say it's a mother, father, grandfather. Those people are already older. That group of children is all children, right? They're all younger. So you took into account their age and made a moral decision based on age. But
my thing would be, so I would see that as the probability of me crashing and surviving is higher than the kids getting hit.
Right. I mean, that is another thing, right? Like, well, and that's what a lot of people argue. A lot of people argue that the car's decision should always be to save its driver. Yeah. Because it is its driver. But at the same time, like, listen, I get it. Yeah, you are important, and you're not going to say that you're not important, right? But is your life really more important than 10 kids?
I feel like I can go deep into this.
That's what I'm saying. Like sure, we can go deep, but like high level, real quick. Like, what would you say on that, right? Because you could argue you've already lived 28 years. You have.
I feel like
family.
I feel like they're at a very young point of their spirit and being able to live this physical life that they should enjoy it more.
Exactly. And so that's what I'm saying though, right? So that's the moral decision there. But again, we're basing it off of now spirituality / age, right?
But that's upbringing.
Right.
And past.
But what if
your history?
What if we said that two of those children in that group were, like, let's say you could predict the future and you saw they're destined to be murderers.
Terrible people.
Right. You see what I'm saying? Like, the thing is about morals. Morals are really hard because they are...
Now, see, it's because it has so much twist, though.
Exactly.
Because if you do that, and even if you're able to see that, guess what? You're seen as a terrible person.
Right. You're gonna be looked at regardless as a like the car is going to be looked as a bad autopilot, right? Like it doesn't matter who you kill, it's gonna be like, well, why the fuck couldn't it just stop?
Yeah.
You know? Well, I don't know. Let's say there's a different situation and there you just cannot stop, right? Like it's black ice, I don't know. Right? So that's what I'm saying is like with AI, that is where the problem comes, is these moral decisions. But again, what I'm getting at though is a moral decision is something that we have manifested and made, right? That is the respectful decision. The moral decision is a respectful decision, right? But what if, I don't know, like what if we grew up in an alternate universe where the older you got, like, I don't know, you were more wise, and so that was morally why you would not kill the older people. You know what I mean? Like, you got to look at things in a.
The wiser you become, the more valuable.
Right, exactly. So imagine you live in that alternate universe, right? And that is the moral decision that you make. The moral decision is that you kill the kids because they're so fucking young. We're gonna reproduce anyways, right? It doesn't fucking matter.
It's tough, man.
It is tough. That's what I'm saying.
Who created these moral decisions for us?
Exactly. That's where I'm getting at. Who created the initial moral decisions? And who said, hey, those are correct, right?
Because it came before the Bible. It came before that. So
that's what I'm saying.
Who set these rules out for us?
So anyways, what I'm getting at, like, we're going back to the AI and the respect and all that, right? I think the AI can become sentient. I think the AI will be able to make moral decisions. But you know what moral decisions it's going to make? The ones it thinks are moral, right? It's going to create its own
statistics.
Right.
But it's probability.
Right. Statistics and probability, exactly. Or
do you remember the movie iRobot?
Yeah.
With the first kind of robots that saved Will Smith instead of the little girl, because he had a bigger probability of surviving than she did.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, right? So computers are definitely going to be able to make these moral decisions. Like I said, it might not look moral to me and you, but it's moral to it.
Yeah.
It's going to have its own definition of moral.
It's feeling.
Its own feeling, exactly. Now, another thing, never mind. We're not going to go into AI anymore because that was a whole topic. And that might be a cool one to have with D when we're driving down to Vegas.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Do a podcast with him and kind of talk about all this stuff.
Get his ideas.
Get his thoughts and ideas, yeah. We could definitely do that. So yeah, let's go back to respect though. I think
if we do hit it, we'll just hit it very vague and broad, not too much.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's a lot to talk about that.
Oh yeah, we could get real deep into it, right? Like you could talk about it for countless hours.
I'll get an AI to talk to us.
Bro, I mean, I don't know. Have you? So I showed you the artwork once. Have you seen ChatGPT?
Dude, I've been on it.
Shit's crazy, man.
That's like my new best friend, man.
Shit is actually crazy. That thing is actually a little scary, to be honest, like for people that are in my field, because, dude, if it can come up with reliable solutions every time.
Here, I'm coming up, this is kind of like going off tangent, but
sure.
I created a story for A.
Yeah.
Like where she's from and stuff like that, like her age and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it gave like a whole thing about her.
It's crazy.
That thing is insane.
And then, bro, you look at some other things like the voice AIs, right? Have you seen those too?
Yep.
Where they're like recreating Morgan Freeman's voice or whatever.
There's a voice AI that you can record your voice for an hour, and then you just type in whatever you want, and it's able to
speak it.
Do you know how scary that is?
That's what I'm saying.
In legal terms and everything like that.
With deep fakes, right? You put your face over someone else's face, and then you use their voice and say something that's something they never said.
I would be worried about.
This is why you'll never see my face.
These celebrities.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That have so much content out there, so much voice.
That's what I'm saying.
Out there, that is being able to be used. Well, they have to read the script first, right? And that voice.
Well, not necessarily, because like some of these voice AIs, bro, like they can just take a few samples and it gets it. Like it might not be perfect, but it gets it. It gets it pretty good. It's scary, man. It's scary. Like the world we're coming up on is not a good one. I will say that.
That's if it's already being used against some of these people.
And let's be completely honest, right? Like this is tech that is barely coming out to the public eye. How long have certain militaries and people had this, right? Imagine the implication there. We have a war right now, right, between Russia and Ukraine. What if Putin, for example, was deep faked? Someone set that up. Or what if the Ukrainian president was deep faked and set that up, right?
What about if the United States is just making everything up?
That's what I'm saying. Exactly my point. What if there is a nation or someone out there that is causing these rifts? Dude?
Oh my God, dude, this is a whole other topic.
Yeah,
oh my God, this is gonna be.
This is a crazy topic. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, back to respect.
Back to respect. I mean, I don't think we have much more to say there, right? Like, it's gone. Essentially, where we've gotten to is respect is gone, and
it's a sad thing.
It's a sad thing because
what's the only way of getting it back?
I don't know. I don't know if we can get it back at this point, because you look at these new generations, right? They're already addicted to their phones. They've already, right? Like, what do they always say? Be the example for the next generation, right? Well, we're doing a great fucking job as being examples. Not, right? Like, we are being the worst fucking examples on the planet Earth.
I can't picture the next generation.
That's what I'm saying. And that's the sad part, right? It's like, if it can't be taught, then it will never return, sadly. And if it never returns, then what? Where are we at, right? What's left?
It's kind of scary, man. That generation's supposed to take care of us, right?
They're supposed to. I would hope so. But
do we hope so anymore?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. Like, if it gets so fucked, right? Like, I don't know, dude. Like, the more and more I look at it, the more and more I see a point in certain things like the metaverse, for example, right? The reason I say that is because, like, dude, what if, at least in the metaverse, you can program whatever you wanted, right? Like, you could program respect in, and you go, you sit in your fucking headset, you go and you live your life in a fucking headset, but at least you live in your life, and with respect, and with the way you wanted it, right? At least, like, because, like, honestly, if I'm out in this world and I can't even talk to, I don't know, the next generation and talk to them sensibly, then what the fuck am I doing?
Oh man, we're going to
again because of that. Like you said, like the respect, man. Like if they won't respect me and won't listen to me, like that's something, right? Like who is it? I mean, we already saw this long ago with our buddy V. You know, like when he was smoking, when he was doing all that stuff. Dude, you know how many times we told him just get back to the gym, do this, but there was no respect there because he didn't listen. Like, he didn't care. He didn't care about our opinion.
I think society is meant to destroy us and find any way to do it. And if you fall into the trap, you're gonna fall down a big rabbit hole, and you're just kind of stuck wondering.
I agree.
Once you're in there, it's really tough to get out.
I don't know, man. It's really just like I said.
And it's sorry.
No.
And it's meant to destroy your personality.
It is.
Because you become something that's so shallow.
Exactly. I don't know. It's like I said, just the fact that there's no respect in any manner, right? Like PDA respect, right? Like with children around, even respect towards family,
respect towards parents,
respect towards even the children, right? Like some parents don't give a absolute flying fuck what they tell their children or what they do or what they say. What is this fucking dude doing, bro? What are we doing?
Looked like he was sleeping. Respect towards. I've seen that a lot with the respect towards parents. It's not there, man.
Respect towards elders in general, right?
It's not there.
It's not there. There's no respect. There's no respect.
You know something else I want to talk about that?
Huh?
It's kind of like, remember when you had respect towards your elders, right? There was, okay, they're my elders. They gotta be above the line.
Right.
I gotta have respect to them. I feel like everybody's just kind of following the same line now. Like they're trying to just be on the same level no matter what. But I think that's more of a like. I hate to bring it up, but it's like the whole movement of everything, the masculine, the feminine, everything, man, everything going on. There's too much gender. There's too many movements.
Yeah. Honestly, what are we moving for?
That we're all trying to be on the same plane.
But listen. Okay, let me ask you something real quick. You went, history class, right?
Yes.
Okay. History class taught you about Soviet Russia.
Yes.
And communism.
Yep.
Okay. Question: Was communism good or bad? What they taught you? Not your personal opinion, not what you think, just what they taught you.
What they thought it was bad.
Okay. What is communism? Everyone being on the same field, on the same level. That's exactly what it is. Okay, let's look at it this way. And I hate to turn this into anything, but like it's turning a little bit political here, right? Because what is so democracy, right? The democratic side, right? That side, they're turning into socialism again. But what does that end in? It's an ism, right? It's an ism. It's a socialism. And why is socialism so popular? Because everyone gets the same. Everyone gets the same pay. Everyone gets the same benefits. Everyone gets the same healthcare. Everyone gets the same schooling. But didn't we fight our whole fucking lives saying that communism, Marxism is bad?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so Karl Marx, right, who created the Marxism, right, and also had the Communist Manifesto, right?
Yes.
Dude, people fucking said he's the devil. He is the worst. This and that. But look what we're turning into. Socialism. Everyone has to share their money. But why? If I'm making money, if I'm doing the hard work, then why the fuck should I share that with someone else? I don't get that. College. They want free college. They say free college is the fucking best thing ever. Is it though? We can't even keep kids in regular school, in elementary school. Why would they go to college?
Yep.
For what reason? It makes no sense. And like I said, I hate turning this into any sort of political talk. I don't want to talk politics. I don't care. I don't believe in socialism. I will say that.
But that's what it's becoming.
But that's what it's becoming. I'm not like I said, I'm not Republican, I'm not Democratic. I don't care. I think they both have great points. I think they both have huge faults. I like they are super bad in a lot of places. Yep. Each of them. Yep. Both of them.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, sorry, I went off that tangent because you said everyone wants to be on the level playing field, and that's where I went with it. Right? It's like
it's true though.
It's becoming
exactly that.
It's becoming communism. But we fought our whole lives saying that communism was the worst thing ever, right? Like fought the Vietnam War, fought the Russians. Like we literally, America invaded countries if they were communists to get rid of. So Yugoslavia, right, where Serbia was a part of it, used to be Bosnia, Serbia, Croatia, was Yugoslavia. The ruler, when it was Yugoslavia, was a communist. Josip Tito Broz. Dude was Croatian, but was communist. Did not believe in religion, right? Believed in that level playing field, except for him, obviously, as communism and socialism is. One person has to be above, right? Always, sadly, someone, and that's always going to be the government.
Yep.
Sadly,
always. There's always a king.
There's always either a king, a monarch, something, right? Like, so someone has to rule us, because if we're not being ruled, then what's to say what goes and what doesn't go, right? Like,
for some reason we fall apart.
Right. But anyway, where I'm going with that is the fact that we fought that, right? And bring it back to the Yugoslavia thing, where those three nations lived together. They were friends. They were neighbors. They used to go to each other's houses for Slava Day, even though that, like, Muslims, the Bosnians and the Catholic Croatians, they don't have Slava Days. They will go to Serbian Slava Days. Everyone was united. The country was united. We were the third. If you look at the history books, Yugoslavia was the third strongest military in the world behind USA and Russia. The third. In the whole country, in the whole world, sorry. Right? So, anyways, bringing it back, who caused the wars between Serbia, Croatia, and Bosnia to break up Yugoslavia? Well, if you look into some CIA documents and FBI documents, the USA...
Not saying to do it.
I mean, they have them in that library that's public, that's free. So you can go ahead and look at that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Go for it, man.
You can look at it.
Go to the deep web as well.
That shit was implanted by the Americans. And why? Because they knew that they could plant their bases, right? They framed one country heavily, which was Serbia. We were framed heavily because it was a war. So yes, we all killed each other. Everyone killed each other. I'm not saying we didn't. But Catholics, the Croatians never did anything bad. The Bosnians never did anything bad. We were the only bad ones, okay? Which is not true. Like I said, everyone did it. But they knew that they could plant U.S. bases, which got closer to Russia, right? Because for some reason, the USA always has this problem with Russia. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know what their problem is. Live your fucking lives. Stop getting into each other's business. Fuck off, right? Like, seriously, bro. That's what this war is about right now, too, right? The USA wants to put military bases in Ukraine.
Dude, so this is how I see about that going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
The USA is trying to bully themselves into getting respect from Russia.
Exactly.
Excuse me for saying that. Not really. I don't care.
I don't give it. This is unapologetic, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry because, like, it's unfortunate that our country has to do that. Why were we in the Middle East for so long? Why? For only America's benefit, for our oil, right? Like, there's no other reason we should be out there, bro. Why do we care what Gaddafi was doing in Libya? By the way, the Libyans love Gaddafi. Yet the Americans implanted a coup, someone to lead a coup against Gaddafi, right? Like, why does the USA care so much in other people's business? I don't get that.
Isn't it funny that someone who talks like a country that talks about anti-bullying is like one of the biggest bullies?
Oh yeah. It's listen, G. It's one of the countries with the least respect too.
Yeah.
There's no respect. They don't care. They're like, hey, we have all of this. We're gonna go take it.
Yeah, and they talk their shit.
But you know what's unfortunate? So I was, have you ever heard of, I can't even remember the show's name. But anyways, there's this show on Apple TV where it talks about, it goes back in the day and it talks about if Russia would have gotten to the moon first in the Cold War. Did you know that the main engineer behind NASA spaceships was a fucking Nazi?
I think I heard about it.
It's a Nazi, bro, but we denounce them. Why are you hiring a Nazi?
because we're hypocrites.
Except, bro.
There's no respect, man.
No respect.
That's what I'm saying.
No
Everything
respect.
goes back, dude.
Everything goes back.
Everything. We're going back full circle here.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Everything repeats. Remember that.
History repeats itself.
Always.
Everything repeats itself, to be honest.
Always.
It might look slightly different, right? It might be modified because it's something else, right? Like maybe you have a technology that you didn't have back then, or you have some, right? Like
the only thing that's changing is that we're becoming robots.
Exactly.
We're easier targets.
Like I said, it's super unfortunate. It's super saddening, and it's super disheartening because we as a nation are always about people's human rights, morale, respect, anti-bullying. Yet you look at everything we've ever done as a nation. And don't get me wrong. Listen, I'm not sitting here and shitting on our servicemen and women. I am so thankful for them. I absolutely love them all. Like, if you're willing to put your life on the line for us and for our lives here, then I have the utmost respect for you.
I believe they deserve more.
But that's the thing. They just, like, listen, they're not the ones making these decisions, right? They're just the ones that go and do the dirty work. There we go.
It's so sad, man. Look how much celebrities are paid compared to people who are actually serving the country.
It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. It's just, like I said, it's disheartening. And I mean, you don't listen to rock that much, but there's this band called The System of a Down.
I know.
And they have a song called BYOB.
Mm-hmm.
And in it fucking says, how do the politicians always send their, like, poor people, essentially, to do their dirty work? You know?
Easy to control because you're giving them an offer that they can't resist because they're in such a bad state.
But why are they in a bad state? Because the country created that.
Yep.
They can't make their own money. They can't do this. They can't do that, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's so sad. It's so disheartening, and it's so unfortunate. I just, like I said,
I guess what we're coming to is fuck respect. Respect doesn't matter, man.
Yeah, it's not there anymore. So
it's
fuck
not
it.
There.
Like, and that's one thing that I noticed early on. And remember when I used to tell you what I told my parents? If an old, like, listen, I used to have respect for my elders. Doesn't matter what, I used to. But now, if I'm not gaining respect, like, if you're not respecting me, then I'm not respecting you. Simple as that.
It's so different when you go to a different country, man.
Oh, yeah.
You feel it. You feel the level, man. It's so crazy.
Oh, yeah. But see, that's the unfortunate part, because what are most countries? I'm not going to say all countries, but a lot of countries, what are they doing, right? What are they after? They're after the American dream. They're after the American way of living, right? Dude, and a lot of countries are fucking changing due to that.
But it's crazy because they come. Some have the opportunity to come, or some just come, right?
Yeah.
And they see it and they feel so out of it. It's hectic.
I won't lie. I like, if I could go back and change my history in my life, I really wouldn't be here. Life is so much better in other countries, honestly. Like, listen, I get it that here we can make a fuck ton of money with fuck little of work, right?
But what's the point of making a butt ton of money if you're gonna be miserable, or you're gonna you lose yourself, you lose your humanity? That's what it is.
Exactly. So I gotta show you specifically, and then we can put a link maybe down in the description or something. Mm-hmm. So it's this Serbian guy who actually is traveling the world, just learning about different cultures and nations. And the other day, he actually put an episode of him going to this, it's called a blue zone in Greece. Mm-hmm. And what a blue zone is essentially are blue zones in the world are where the people live the longest.
Oh.
Anyway, so what he did, he went to investigate and see, hey, why are these guys living so long, right? What are they doing that we're not doing? And what they have figured out over there is it's a small island
Uh-huh.
where money is not a thing, and tourism is not a thing either. Tourism pretty much does not exist. It's just the locals there. And each week, or he said like quite often, they have these like, it's not like I guess you would call it a party. It's a community party. They all get together.
A gathering?
They gather, exactly. They gather and eat food together, sing and dance. And where I'm getting at is money is nowhere there to be found. They trade everything there.
Dude, isn't that something we used to do though?
We used to, exactly.
Like, wasn't that something that we used to do before?
Exactly.
So do you think Alright, we're going to get into a different topic here. We're going to keep it rolling, but on a different one. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe.
Yeah, and all the socials down under. And
Socials down under.
join.
Not Australia, but down under. But yeah. Alright, catch you guys
In the next one.